What's up, Steeler Nation? What is happening, Steeler Nation? Man, give me a second to catch my breath. Wow. What a game. What a game. What a game. Really didn't make me happy watching this game, but we're going to get into it. Let me know, guys, if you're able to hear me well. For whatever reason, I think it's because I'm still in my room that's not really furnished, so I'm still hearing a little echo. It sounds a little loud. Hold on. Somebody said I'm muted. Somebody said I'm muted. Y'all can hear me, right? Let me know y'all can hear me. I saw somebody say I'm muted. Give me the thumbs up. Yes. Oh, that's what I thought. All right. Let's get to it again. So welcome, guys, to the post-game show, post-game reactions, the Terrible Towel post-game show. We are talking about the Steelers versus the Seahawks at Heinz Field, and what a game, heart attack game, if you will. And we're going to get right into it, guys. Let me let y'all know, listen, I'm on the East Coast. It is 12:17 a.m. I do have to work in the morning. Yes, I work from home, but I'm not going to be on here that long. I really can't. I say that to you guys all the time, but I'm serious. It's late. I want to get some sleep after a relatively long weekend. So I'm going to run through this thing. But let's jump right into it, man. Like we always do, let's say hello to the early commenters. Football Mind 02, Jack Bauer, King 419, Vista Light, Dietrich Bundick, Brent Fox. Brent, hopefully you was able to watch some of the custom content for you guys who are members. I did post it. Sorry I was late on that. I posted it today, and I hope you enjoyed that. Hello, Miss Debbie. How you doing? Thank you for staying up and hanging out with us tonight, Debbie. Really appreciate that. You are a member as well, so hopefully you got a chance to view that content. But if not, it's there for you. My good brother Tony in the building, Jordan Mid, Mr. Elman, welcome. And thank you for being a member of the channel. Got exclusive content there as well, the All-22 from the Broncos game, so hopefully you're able to check that out today. Brian Williams, Builder's Life, Relfax, Terrence S., Rodney Lyles. Who else we got up in here? Speed, Sherman Slaughter, The Real Deal, GDF, Patrick Covington. Hello, Miss Odessa. How you doing? Thank you, Miss Lady, for spending time with us this evening. Hope you were able to see the custom content as well. Drama Sidell, Wave Dave 10. Who else we got in here? Nadrew, C. Antoine Hill. Hope you were able to see the custom content as well, my brother. And that's about it. That's about it. Let's stop it right there because, like I said, I want to run through this thing quick and fast so I can get in the bed. All right, let's do it, man. So y'all know what we always do, man. We're going to talk about the inactives. Of course, against the Seahawks, inactives were one Carlos Davis, Ahkello Witherspoon. Again, we're going to talk a little bit more about him maybe on Tuesday. I'm going to let you guys vote on this as well. Let me throw this out there. I think I have finally solidified the perfect time to do the Steel Table. I say we do the Steel Table during the bye week, meaning we are on a bye, right? Not really next week. This week will be Tuesday, Terrible Towel Tuesday. We'll do that one as normal because I want to give the time for the phone calls. And since we have a bye week, how about the following Tuesday? We do the Steel Table? How does that sound? Does that work for you guys? I think that would be a good idea. So that way we could dedicate the entire show to us having a discussion. And you know what I'm saying, we won't interrupt phone calls. You understand what I'm saying? That'll just be a dedicated show for that. And I think that would be the best idea. Providing that, Kenyon and Tony is available. So I think that'd be a great idea. So anyway, like I said, we're going to talk about him on the Steel Table because I'm starting to think that Ahkello Witherspoon, that trade value is just not panning out right now. But he was inactive. Banner was inactive, even though Banner is on the 53-man roster now. So I expect to see Banner in some capacity going forward, after the bye week. And Buddy Johnson, a guy, man, that just can't seem to stick. I guess he's not offering the same level of special teams value as some of the other guys. So, rookie growing pains, if you will. In-game injuries to keep an eye on. Benny Snell looked like he hurt himself. I think he came back in the game, and it looks like he hurt himself on that relatively early punt coverage. Don't know if he came back. I think he did, but let's keep an eye on that. Claypool also was said that he went into the locker room early in the first quarter. He did come back, obviously, but still, let's keep an eye and see if there's anything that perked up or will perk up. And then Dan Moore. Dan Moore went down in the game as well. So let's see what happens there, if there's going to be any significant injury there. And, if he is injured in any capacity, then, perhaps we do see a situation where Chooks slides over the left tackle and Banner is at right. We shall see. So, first offensive series. Ray McLeod gets a solid return. Steelers start at their own 37. First play, Najee Harris picks up only 1 yard. Steelers go back to Najee, picks up 6, and then they're faced with the 3rd and 4. And roughly at that point, Trey Turner is charged for a false start, so it's going to back the Steelers up to a 3rd and 9 on 3rd and 9. Ben dumps it down to Najee, but he's unable to pick up the first down. The Steelers go 3 and out. You never want to start a game like that. It happens, but you hate when it happens, right? First defensive series. Buggs makes a nice tackle for loss on first down. Alex Collins picks up 6 yards on second down, brings up a 3rd and 4, and the Steelers are able to show their 3 edge rusher formation. And I made a notation of that because we continue to do that. And I want to know how you guys feel about that. Maybe we'll get into that on Tuesday. But Ingram is able to get good pressure. Norwood makes a big tackle on Metcalf. Steelers get off the field. Okay, let's get into the key moments. First quarter. Second possession of the game. Ben Roethlisberger is unable to connect with Deontay Johnson on the deep ball. DJ Reed was able to make a relative, really real solid coverage on that play. And Steelers win the 3rd and 10. Steelers are unable to convert after a short throw to Muth. And then Taylor gets around Dan Moore to move Ben off his spot, and that's what I notated there. And Benny Snell seemed to hurt himself during the tackle, and that's what I was talking about on that punt coverage. But yeah, on that particular play, man, the kid Taylor, and prayers to him. I definitely want to, shoot a quick prayer to, I think Darrell Taylor is his name. You guys saw he went down in the game, man. They're checking his movements and things like that. So pray for that kid, man. Hopefully he's okay. You hate to see that happen. Unfortunately, us Steelers fans understand what that's like when a guy's on the field and you got to check whether or not the bottom half is moving. We all remember the Shazier incident. So I'm a little, we could be sensitive about that. So pray for that kid, man. So anyway, right after that, TJ Watt is able to knock the ball down out of Geno's hand and kind of forced the 3rd and 8. It was still considered a pass. There was a missed tackle by Terrell Edmonds and then Minka as well on that homer play. The kid Homer was able to pick up a 27-yard gain. And then Highsmith gets a tackle for loss, brings up another 3rd and 5 on that series. And then Norwood with the great pass defense to force the Seahawks to punt. And also notated there on that particular possession by the Seahawks. Really good pressure, man. Like I said, Norwood was in the right position to make a nice play. Third offensive possession for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers start the drive in an empty set. Ben Roethlisberger finds Freiermuth for a pickup of 9 yards. Steelers are then called for a PI on first down. It was on Claypool. Forces the Steelers to go back to a 2nd and 11. I said PI. Steelers called for PI on first down. Pickup by Claypool. Okay, yeah. Then we ended up in a 2nd and 11. There was no gain on the run by Najee. Forces the 3rd and 11. And then Ben is able to find Deontay Johnson to convert, and we move the chains. Ben then takes a deep shot later in that drive on 3rd and 6. Great coverage by the cornerback. That was the one when he kind of shielded Deontay from getting where he needed to go. He cut him off, and I think in that instance, it was just good coverage. He blocked his path. He stayed ahead of him, didn't allow Deontay Johnson to stack him. And there you have it. Steelers have to punt the ball, and it was a huge punt I notated there on that particular punt by one Percy Harvin. And into the second quarter. Defensive possession here. Devin Bush misses a tackle on Metcalf, brought up a 3rd and 1. And then TJ Watt was able to bat the ball down. The Steelers were able to force a 3 and out. And Steelers were able to show a really tricky defense, man, where they had TJ Watt standing up. We've done that from time to time, but, I thought it was interesting, especially from a defensive standpoint. It's 3rd and 1. So if you're the offense, you're looking at that, and you're in your mind, you're like, okay, what's he doing? Are they expecting run or pass? They got their best pass rusher standing up in the middle of the defense. So TJ was able to get the bat down. Steelers forced the 3 and out. Fourth offensive possession. Ben is able to convert on 3rd and 3. He finds Ebron. What a catch by Ebron. That's not a catch we usually see from him. He shows some hands there, reached up and got it in traffic. And then there was a handoff to Deontay Johnson that picked up 25 yards. That was basically the jet sweep. And it was a big-time block by Freiermuth on Adams. And then later on in that drive, Ben is able to find Freiermuth on the next play to get a 1st and goal. And then Ben almost picked off on that deflection. Y'all remember that when the ball shot way up in the air, kind of hit Adams in the hands. And that isn't the only time Adams had an opportunity. But that one, hit Adams in the hands or whatever, and it fell to the ground. And then Ben was able to find Najee Harris on like a little quick out action right by the goal line. Steelers go up 7-0. Very next defensive possession, Cam Hayward gets a sack on Geno Smith. And on that drive as well, the Steelers forced a 3-and-out. Cam Hayward, man, I'm telling you this every game. There's not a game goes by that Cam Hayward doesn't do something. 5th possession by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers move the chains with a dump down to Najee off of play action. Ben finds Freiermuth for another 1st down. Put here number 90, I think his name is Mooney, was called for a face mask on Dotson during the run by Ballage. And then later on, Ben Roethlisberger takes a shot on the free play. Remember, it was a free play to Deontay Johnson. Had it in his hands, and he kind of dropped it there. Got to say that was a drop. Possible touchdown there. Then later on in that drive, Jamal Adams puts a big hit on Najee. You remember that one? Najee caught the lick on that one, and I notated here. You got to respect that by Jamal Adams there. And then Ben finds Claypool on a quick pass out of bunch to bring up 1st and goal. Steelers then hand it off to Ebron. And I notated here, great call by Matt Canada. I'm going to give Matt Canada a round of applause. We've been asking for more Matt Canada influence. Let me tell you something. That was it. Never before have we seen a tight end on somewhat of a jet sweep type of handoff and run it in for a touchdown. In fact, they said on the broadcast, we'll check the stats, but they said it was the first time in Steelers history that a tight end has rushed for a touchdown. So that was beautiful, Matt Canada. Beautiful usage right there of the tight end and getting creative. That's what we like to see. The next defensive possession, Chris Wormley able to bat the ball down, and Alex Highsmith gets a sack on 3rd down, forces another 3-and-out. Steelers were playing very good football against the pass. We're going to get to it. All right, Steelers get the ball back with their 6th possession. They have about 36 seconds, and they start basically on their own 41. Pretty good field position, but they're unable to do anything with it. And that's all I notated there. May have had an opportunity there to possibly get some points, maybe a field goal at least, but they get nothing going there, and there you have it on into the second half. And this is where it gets a little sketchy. Seahawks come right out, and I put here, Seahawks running the ball down the throat of the Pittsburgh Steelers to start the second half. Joe Hayden misses a tackle on Metcalf on that drive. TJ was called for a personal foul for punching at the ball. Listen, some people could say it was obvious that he was punching for the ball. I thought he was. He thought he was. They were fighting that. But it's one of those things. It's like, can you be mad that the ref called the foul there, especially if he made contact with the player? I mean, it looks like he's literally punching. Is it a situation where the ref can't tell what he's punching at? I don't know. But I can't say I was too mad at that particular call. And it happened. I can't be mad at TJ. We knew what he was doing. We knew he was going for the ball. It was just a bad break. But I kind of understand why it happened there. Let's see here. Seahawks score on that drive. Bringing it back to the Pittsburgh Steelers. 7th offensive possession. Ben is able to find Ray for a nice gain on 1st down. Ben then finds Deontay Johnson on 3rd and 4. Throws a dart. Remember that one? He zipped it to Deontay Johnson. Freiermuth was kind of in the area, but he zipped it to Deontay Johnson to convert there. Ben then finds Deontay Johnson on the left sideline. It was a hole shot. He threw it right in between the corner and the safety. That was a beautiful throw by Ben. And I wrote here there was a block in the back by both Claypool and Chooks on that drive. Backed the Steelers up 10 yards. Ended up being 2nd and 20. And then Ben finds Freiermuth, but he was a little short of the marker. And at that point, the Seahawks held the Steelers to a field goal try in which Boswell hit. And at that point there, 17-7, Pittsburgh Steelers. Geno Smith comes right back and finds Lockett on an RPO for a first down pickup. Geno is able to hit Everett on a play action. And I wrote here in bold letters, more missed tackles. More missed tackles. Seahawks was then set up on a 1st and goal. Seahawks ran a play action on the goal line, and he finds Disley. And then just like that, the score is 17-14. And you start to notice that momentum is starting to shift. Seahawks is running the football, man. And that, again, that's what set up the play action as well. They were able to run the football, and they ran it well. That kid Collins seems to play well against the Pittsburgh Steelers. You guys probably remember him from when he was with the Ravens. He seems to like to play against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Rushed for over 100 yards, so we gave up a 100-yard rusher. All right, I wrote here on the 8th possession of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Najee is tackled for a loss on 1st down. On 2nd and 11, nothing doing. We picked up only 4 yards, brought up a 3rd and 7. Steelers go 3 and out, and Ben takes a shot outside the numbers. We continue to do that quite often. We're taking shots on 3rd and medium, 3rd and intermediate. That's been Roethlisberger's game. I get it. So right after that, Seahawks pick up a 3rd and 7 running the football. That was another run by that kid Homer. A 3rd and 7. And that's how confident they were with running the football. I don't know what Pete Carroll and the boys did and what type of adjustments they made to that run game. But, boy, they were sticking it to us in the second half. 3rd and 7, the gall to just run it. That's how positive and how, confident they were, and they ran it, and they picked it up. Steelers were able to finally end the drive with the sack by Highsmith, who had a wonderful game, by the way, and forced them to punt. 9th possession. Not so good return by Ray. Steelers start the drive at their own 17. Najee picks up 11 yards on a 1st down run, but then goes out of the game. I notated that as well. Najee, gets a breather and all of that, but I notated that just to, see if by any chance something else would have happened later in that drive. Then I put Ballage on the very next play, is able to pick up another 11 yards. So I was like, okay, now we starting to get a little push up front. We running the football relatively decent. 2 back-to-back runs of plus 10 yards. And then guess what, guys? Ben Roethlisberger fumbles. On what? You guessed it. Pump fake. I'm going to do a very cynical round of applause to me. I say it's cynical, man, because, listen, I don't root for our team to have mistakes and things like that, but have I not been saying this year, for all of you guys who've been rocking with me all this time, have I not said that daggone pump fake is going to cost us at some point in this game? Haven't I said it? Listen, I have loved the Ben Roethlisberger's pump fake. I've loved when he's pulled it off. We have gotten big plays out of it. But I just felt it coming this year because, again, Ben is not as mobile in certain situations, so he's more of a statue when he does it. He doesn't do it as much on the run. I feel like the defenders have started to time it a little bit, and then something else happened. He actually drops it. And I didn't know that, but from what Macaulay was saying, and I guess I agree with that. They said once the point of the ball is pointing downward, they consider that being pulled back in, and the pass motion is over. Okay. But the fact that Ben dropped it, I was just like, oh my goodness. It's coming into fruition. I've been saying it. That pump fake scares me. A couple times already this season, it's almost gotten picked off, has it not? Or it's got batted down. I'm just saying. I've been saying it was going to happen, and it hurt us right there because they called it a fumble, and there you have it. So then the Seahawks are called for holds. I said holds. Called for a hold on that next possession, backs them up to the 36-yard line. The Steelers give up 10 yards on that next play, brings up a 2nd and 10. TJ's able to bat the ball down, brings up a 3rd and 10, and then the Steelers are able to get a tackle for loss to force a punt. Trey Norwood again showing up, making a nice tackle, and just playing some good defense there. So the Steelers kind of dodged a bullet there. 10th possession. Ben finds Claypool lined up on DJ Reed, picks up the first down. I only notated that because, he's shorter in stature. And then Dan Moore goes down on the next play. Deontay drops the desperation throw by Ben Roethlisberger. You know the one Deontay was working back. He's going to the ground and hits him in his hands. And listen, I will acknowledge that's a tough catch, but you got to make that catch. That was a crucial and critical point of the game, Deontay. Come on, Deontay. Listen, we know you got the talent. You have been as advertised, but we just got to continue to get you to continue to work on concentration. And let me tell y'all something, Deontay haters. I'm not beating him up about that drop. I'm getting on him about that drop, but Deontay hasn't really had a lot of drops so far this season. He's been catching the ball way more. Had a couple drops in this game, yes, but I'm just saying, I'm not going to say, oh, there he go. I can't say that so far this season because the boy has been catching the football. But that one right there was critical. You got to make that catch. You got to make that catch and just stay concentrated. Keep your concentration through the catch and you make that catch and, maybe it's a different outcome. The game might not end up the way it did. But then Ben missed Claypool on the deep shot right after that. Steelers forced to punt. And I wrote here, should have been able to make that throw, man. That should have been a connection. And Ben just completely missed him. So right after that, I say the Steelers forced a 3rd and 12, 2 negative plays back-to-back. Loudermilk was showing up in that possession, and Loudermilk had a nice game as well, man. He did a couple good things, and when we finally started to cap the run a little bit, and then the Steelers were able to get off the field with another 3 and out. All right. So then, 11th possession, Ben able to convert first down with a pass to Freiermuth. He was getting busy tonight. Ben was definitely working him into the game plan. Najee picks up 9 yards on first down. It was a nice block by Kendrick Green on that play. Najee then picks up another first down with the 10-yard run. Najee picks up another 5 yards on the next play. And then Claypool gets called for offensive PI. Backs the Steelers up to the 46-yard line. And Ben nearly throws an interception. Holy moly. Jamal Adams is going to be kicking himself all night. He's not going to sleep tonight. That was a pick. Hit the boy in the face. Adams playing in lurk position. He comes up and dog. That might have been a game sealer right there. But then Najee fights for the first down and almost comes up with it, just a little bit short, set up a Boswell field goal for 52 yards, and as we know, Boswell hit that field goal. Then the debacle happened. Seahawks have an opportunity to drive down the field, and DJ Metcalf makes a catch, and for whatever reason, the refs felt like they needed to review that. He wasn't even that close to the sideline. And essentially, them stopping that play, we got screwed, guys. We got screwed because in the worst case scenario, you forced, the Seahawks to rush. And maybe they don't get it off. They probably still clock it at 1 second, but at that moment, you still got more pressure building up. There's more pressure to build up at this point because now the kicker has to run out there and... But yeah, we got screwed right there. And I know some people were saying that the clock, inside of Heinz Field hit 0, but I don't know. I just still feel like that you gave the Seahawks a lengthy time out there and allowed them to get back up there and line up and spike the ball again without the clock winding. Yeah, the refs blew that. There was no reason for them to stop that play at all. That was a clean catch, a fumble, and the clock should have been ticking. But whatever. Myers is able to get the kick. We go into overtime. And Geno Smith is able to find Lockett down the middle of the field. Throws right over Devin Bush. Cam Hayward is able to get a tackle for loss right after that. Brings up a 2nd and 14. Seahawks pick up 10 yards on that next play. Brings up a 3rd and 4. And then, of course, T.J. Watt comes up with a huge sack. And fourth down and a punt at that point. So at that point, I'm thinking Steelers might have a chance to go down here and win it. The offense will go win it for us. They said they had just played Renegade, so clearly Renegade pumped up the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. For any of you guys that have ever been to a game at Heinz Field, you understand what that means. I mean, some of you guys just understand because you're fans, but you have a different level of understanding if you've ever been at Heinz Field, which I have several times. And when that Renegade gets to rocking, man, and they start showing the video footage and you look down, you see the players, it does something. And clearly TJ was pumped up. But anyway, we get the ball back. And guess what we do? Najee picks up a 4-yard gain on first down. Cool. Ben then finds Freiermuth for a very short gain, brings up a 3rd and 4, and Steelers go empty. Yeah. The predictable empty set. We go empty. And we're unable to pick up the first down. What a tackle by that kid Brown on Ray. I mean, you can't make a better tackle than that. Perfect form tackle. Stopped Ray in his tracks before he could even get going. And the Steelers are able to punt. Or forced to punt. I don't want to say able like we were happy to do that. Forced to punt. Another good punt by Harvin to the 15-yard line. And then guess what happens? Yes. The guy that some people in this chat said we shouldn't have paid so much money makes another play. The dog, T.J. Watt. Fam. Knocks the ball out of Geno's. I mean, did you see how hard he worked on that play? How hard he worked on that play and stayed engaged and got over to Geno Smith, knocked the ball out, and the ball is recovered by Devin Bush, who starts running the wrong way. I don't know if you like me, I'm screaming at the TV, Devin, where you going? Turn around. Then he almost fumbled. But the Steelers get the ball back, and Boswell is able to win the game in overtime with the field goal on the 3rd possession of overtime. How crazy. What a win. Round of applause to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now to my quick takeaways, guys. Then I'm going to give you my little recap, and then I'm out of here, man. Takeaways. Steelers are unable to stop the run when they need to. Seahawks were able to run the ball down the Steelers' throats. I mean, it got embarrassing, man. They ran the ball down our throat in that second half. I don't like that, folks. And what I'm doing here, guys, I'm just pulling up the scores here. I want to get to the stats. Did not like what I saw there. Boy, the NFL app sucks. Let me pull it up through the web browser. I did not like what I saw there, folks. Let me remind you, we have not played the Tennessee Titans yet. Let me remind you, we have not played the Baltimore Ravens yet. Let me remind you, we have not played the Cleveland Browns yet. We'll see how long Chubb and Hunt is out. But the point of what I'm saying, we haven't played a lot of these teams that can run the football. And if we allowed the Seattle Seahawks to run the football without their number one guy and allow Collins to get 100-yard gains, I'm a little concerned, bro. We better do something. We can't be getting gashed like that. But let me get to the statistics, guys, because I'm going to make a point here in a second. Steelers offense virtually did nothing on the first 3 drives of the game, so slow start. We can't continue to do that. Steelers unable to run the ball early against the Seahawks fronts. We needed to come up with something different, and I think, Canada finally saw that those fronts were going to give us some problems, and he made some changes, did the little jet sweep to Deontay Johnson. That was a nice adjustment there to, get out on the edge because running up the middle wasn't happening. Steelers don't have a high percentage when taking shots on possession downs. I notated that. We don't. And what I'm talking about possession downs is third downs, particularly third and short and third and intermediate. When we take the one-on-one shot in that scenario, just outside the numbers, we're not that good no more. We don't seem to connect on those in possession downs. Steelers are 31st in play action usage. Whew. Wow, that's crazy. They showed that graphic during the game, so I had to notate that. And then I wrote here, man, the theme of the game tonight was missed tackles, man. My God. Missed tackles on defense and special teams. I mean, how many broken tackles were there? Yards after contact. Like, they going to have to fix it. And the last thing I notated here, man, Trey Norwood. Solid game out of that kid, man. He's growing. I like that. I like that a lot. The kid is growing. But overall, man, listen, this was an ugly win. Very, very ugly win. I don't feel comfortable with the win. Where I do feel comfortable in the fact is we got back to 3-3 with 500. You can kind of hit the reset button a little bit going into the bye. We could not go into that bye 2-4, and I wanted to talk about that in the pregame show. I didn't get a pregame this week. I'm sorry, guys. I just got really busy over the weekend, man. So I couldn't get a pregame out for you guys yesterday, but I promise I won't continue to do that, And I'll be fair and honest with you guys after the game. When I wasn't able to do it, I will explain that. But my goal is to always try to get that. But I told you, the pregame show is usually the one that's in the balance. You can count on a post game and you can count on Turbo Tile Tuesday unless, an emergency or something comes up. But I wanted to talk about the importance of this game. This was kind of the season for the Steelers right here. It kind of set the trajectory of where they could go. Had they lost and they went 2-4, it's ugly. It's ugly. It's hard to climb out of that hole. But at least at 3-3, now you could get back into stacking wins and going in a positive direction. Let's say you come out of the bye, and let's say you get Cleveland. You're 4-3. Or whoever else we play after that. It's Cleveland and I can't remember the schedule now, but whoever we play the next couple games, let's say you win 2 more. Back to back. Now you're 5-3. That's a little different now. Now teams are looking at you like, okay, they got a winning record. So we had to come into this bye at 500. Could not go at 2-4. But even with that said, guys, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I tell y'all I usually know what we are by week 6, and I think I know what we are right now. And maybe I'll save some of that for later. Maybe I will give it until week 7 because, ironically, in week 7, we're going to be playing another division opponent, and that might tell me everything I need to know. That might tell me a lot right there, playing the Browns. But right now, this team scares me, man, because, again, wins are going to be few and far in between when Ben Roethlisberger throws the ball 40 or more times. I keep telling y'all that. Yeah, we won tonight. In overtime. Sure we did. But let me tell you something. Roethlisberger threw the ball 40 times. Only 1 touchdown, 229 yards, no interceptions, but there should have been a couple of interceptions in this game. That one to Jamal Adams was a sure interception. And again, this is the amount of times Roethlisberger's thrown. And it ain't, I'm not just getting on his throws, it's the volume in which he attempts to throw. You gotta keep it down at this point in his career. I'm telling y'all, when he throws the ball 40 or more times, our percentage of wins goes down significantly. Yeah, you can say tonight the defense gave up a lot of runs in the second half. They did. But overall, the defense played a solid game, man. They only scored, 17 points? That's pretty good to hold an NFL offense to only 17 points. I understand it's Geno Smith, but hey, the offense got going. They still had DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett out there. But the defense sprung up some leaks tonight. That run game, we're going to have to fix that. But I just don't like it, man. Najee, 24 totes for 81 yards. That's respectable. But, yeah, I just feel like we should have found some more creative ways to attempt to run the football early in that game. But you got to give credit to what Seattle was doing in the fronts they were throwing out there. But I just don't like our chances. I don't like our chances in these type of games. Well, like I said, number one, Ben throws the ball 40 or more times. And number two, you go into overtime. Like, I just don't have the confidence no more that we have the team that's going to get it done. Because look at what happened. The defense had to win the game. Let's not get blinded by that. We stopped them. We get the ball, and the offense does nothing. And we give it right back to Seattle. And TJ Watt comes up with a big play. So I'm just saying, I don't like these type of games from the Steelers, man. But at the end of the day, like I said, look, we have a chance to hit the reset button. I'll say a little more on Tuesday. Of course, you guys know that night is when you guys will be able to call in, let you guys get it out, whatever y'all got to say, whatever your feelings are. I think the offensive line did a good job, definitely in the pass game. Ben wasn't touched tonight, and we got the run game going a little bit later. So, the offensive line is still starting to come around. I still feel like now they've put together, let's say, 2.5 games of positive play. Because I think they took steps forward in the Packers game. They looked good last week, and they looked really good tonight against the pass rush. So the offensive line, I think, is starting to gel, man, and we'll see how it goes going forward. Let me see what you guys got to say, man. Just a few minutes. Just a few minutes, because it's already been 38 minutes, man, and it's 12:53, so I don't want to be too long, man. I'm definitely signing off here by 1 o'clock. But what do you guys have, man? What y'all got? What are your thoughts? Matt Brummel says, Ben can have all the time in the world. He still will tweak out. All right. Steelers card says, damn, that trade sucked. Gave away 5th for nothing. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with Witherspoon, man. We'll definitely have to see. I hope somebody does ask Mike Tomlin about that. It seemed like these guys, the reporters, never asked the real questions. Smitty says, Highsmith had a heck of a game. 2 sacks for the night. Yes, Alex Highsmith, I did notate that, and I forgot to point that out. He had a wonderful game tonight, man. Alex Highsmith showed himself tonight. He showed why he's that, why we should have been high on him. Him and Trey Norwood. Great games tonight. Loudermilk, showed a couple things tonight. TJ, of course, being his beastly self. Cam Hayward showing up tonight, man. Pretty good games by those guys. What else y'all got? Leonard Green says, Ben really needs to call it a career. Jeez, Louise. He loves to throw to the other team. Yeah, man, we got away with one. Jack Taylor says, MLBs need to step it up and shut down opposing run game. Bush and Schobert need to get it going. Yeah, we got to fix that run game, man. We definitely was springing some leaks there. Randall Ramirez says, I miss Tuitt and Tyson. Yeah, man. We definitely missing their presence up front. And I noticed Mondo played a lot in that second half. I'm going to have to go back and see who was missing. I don't know if it was Buggs, but I saw Mondo out there quite often. 007 says, no more pump fakes. He's still going to do it. I'm just saying, I called it, man, and it's crazy. I said this weeks ago that pump fake was going to get us in trouble. Yeah, TJ was worth that bread. Lyle McComb says, is the defense problem scheme or personnel? Honestly, again, Lyle, I don't think it's a problem. I just think, whatever Seahawks was doing tonight worked. Think about it. We haven't really given up a big-time rusher so far this season. So, I think the defense still kept the lid on it for the most part. Again, we got gashed, and we kind of tightened it up later in the fourth quarter. But again, like I said, man, we still kept them from scoring more than 17 points. So the defense made plays tonight, particularly in the pass game. It's just that we just got to figure out what was happening there. Got to get to the film, and we're going to have to, definitely coach them up against the run, because this was the first game where I felt like, we were getting gashed. We haven't really gotten gashed like that. So I won't go as far as saying it was a problem. And it was a lot of missed tackles too, man. It was a lot of missed tackles. Champagne the Don says the linebackers need to play 2 yards up on the line. It was embarrassing. Okay. Sippy Boy says Louder Milk made a few good plays tonight. He's developing pretty well. I believe that as well. Excuse me. Kenya says Ingram is primarily a pass down outside linebacker. Yep. Dietrich said we missed Juju on third down. You could say that. I think Ben compensated a little bit for Juju with Freiermuth tonight. Not necessarily on third down, but clearly Freiermuth got way more targets. Ben talked about it earlier in the week, saying he needed to look for him, and he definitely looked for him tonight. No question. Y'all, let's see. What else? Bronco status says, Highsmith, take TJ away. He more like your uncle who is a locksmith. What are you talking about, fam? What are you talking about? I think you on some other stuff, so we're going to skip that. Nubian Sosa says TJ had a ridiculous game and he didn't get a sack until overtime. Did he? He almost got one early, I thought, but yeah, TJ balled out tonight. Batted down 2 balls. I mean, what else y'all got? Gorilla Kid 47. Yes, Sim, the missed tackles for extra yards need to get that cleaned up ASAP. Man, it was bad. Those missed tackles were bad. Bad. Marlon says it's a personnel problem. We somebody that's what? It's a personnel problem. He says we. Maybe that says when somebody that's Casey Hampton type on that line to free up the middle linebackers. Okay, I think you said we need somebody. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Not sort of, but not sort of. And the reason why I say that is we don't necessarily play that type of defense anymore where we want the one guy to like take on 2 gaps. We kind of allow these guys to play more freely on the line now. But I know what you're saying. But we don't really have that type of we don't run that type of scheme no more with the gap control. 007 says the Brownies got gashed. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about what they did. I'm only going to worry about what the Steelers did tonight. All right, give me one more, guys, and I'm going to get out of here. Like I said, I need to shut this thing down. We got a donation. Thank you, Miss Odessa. Round of applause. Yes, we did. We did great on Sack and Gino tonight. We sure did, man. Let's see. All right, here's the last one. C. Antoine Hill says, yes, Kenyon, I just noticed how much better the run is and how much Ebron shines while moving around. And Dietrich says, yes, Ebron is a horrible blocker. Yeah, man, clearly when we want to block, we bring in Gentry. And, of course, like I said, I already talked about it earlier. Pat Freiermuth had some nice blocking out there tonight. So, definitely on that Deontay jet sweep. So, there you have it. One more. Why Diggy says, is it me or does the run game get better with Joe Hay in the game? Yeah. It seems that way. And I know some media pundits have said that, that he's a better run blocker. But, again, we got it done last week. When Chooks was in the game and when, all those guys were playing, all of the right tackles. So I think, or am I right? I don't remember. Yeah, I think because I remember when I showed in the All-22. Chooks and Dan Moore was out there the majority of the time against the Broncos. So it's hard to say that it's better, why Diggy, but yeah, I could see that being the case because, a lot of people have said, especially those who've been close to the team, is that Haig is a better run blocker. And they've even said when we were having trouble, if we want to run it better, maybe try Joe Haig. So you might be on to something there. But all right, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, guys. It's late, man. It's 1:01 a.m. I need to lay it down. I still need to, hit the shower before I get into bed. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. But I definitely thank you guys hanging out with me tonight, staying up late. For some of us to rap about the game. Of course, on Tuesday I'll be back. Phone number's right there on the screen. I'll give you guys the opportunity to call and vent, sing your praises, sing your hate. Throw your opinions, whatever y'all want to do. Area code 619-924-0818. So be ready with your conversation on Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Before you guys go, I'm going to remind you to do that. If you're new to the channel, if you enjoyed what you saw tonight, consider subscribing. Once you are subscribed, and for my existing subscribers, turn on them notifications, man, so you know when the videos are live as well. If you like what you saw tonight, you got to do this. Thumb that thing up. If you don't like it, hey, that's on you, and you can thumb it down. But more to come on Tuesday. I might give my light opinion on the team, but right now I'm just still feeling a little iffy about them, man. It's nothing about them that makes me feel like we are going to be in the race or going to be in the hunt or we're going to be much better than what we are right now. I think it's a clear blueprint on how the Steelers have to win. Every now and then, can you squeak out a win like this when Ben's throwing the ball 40 times or more? Maybe, but look at how much it took. Just don't like it. I just don't like it. But anyway, hope you guys have a great rest of the night or early morning for some of us. But, hope you get off to a good start tomorrow, man, for you guys who have to work like I do. Have a great week. Stay well, stay safe. God bless. See you guys on Tuesday. And of course, thank you for tuning in to the Turbo Towel post-game show.